The moment Emma's phone buzzed, she felt a small but sharp twist in her stomach. The kind you get when something is wrong even before you know what it is, and she should have trusted it. Because everything that happened afterward would change the way she saw love, trust, and herself forever. She had no idea that within the next hour she would watch her entire world tilt sideways. Not because she caught her boyfriend cheating in the traditional sense, but because she saw him kneeling, holding a ring, staring up with those same soft brown eyes that once made her melt. Except this time, the woman standing in front of him wasn't her. And the moment she saw it, she wished she could erase what she now knew. But she also knew she couldn't look away. It all started earlier that morning, when Emma woke up feeling oddly light, like the universe was about to hand her something beautifully unexpected. She remembered humming in the shower, cooking breakfast with a smile she couldn't explain, and thinking about Liam, her boyfriend of nearly 3 years, who had been acting distant over the last few weeks. She told herself he was stressed from work, that the secrecy and late-night texts were probably about the big project he'd been talking about, the one he would never quite explain, but always brushed off with a kiss to her forehead. She wanted to believe all was normal. She needed to believe it, and that morning, she did, at least until that message came through. It was from Claire, one of her closest friends. A single text. "Emma, where are you? You need to see this." Followed by a location pin. No explanation, no emojis, nothing. Just a cold, flat message that made Emma stop mid-step. She called Claire immediately, but it rang and rang until voicemail. She typed back, "What's wrong?" But the message showed delivered with no read receipt. That never happened. Claire always responded instantly. So Emma grabbed her keys, shoved her feet into the nearest pair of shoes, and left her apartment without even brushing her hair. She didn't know what she was rushing toward, but she felt the urgency pushing her forward, pulling her down the stairs, out into the street, and into her car with trembling hands. She drove without thinking, just following the GPS toward a small botanical courtyard not far from downtown. Hat's a place she had only visited once with Liam, during their first year of dating, when he told her this was the most peaceful spot in the city, a place he hoped they could return to one day, for something meaningful. That sentence now rang in her ears like a distant siren she hadn't paid enough attention to. She parked near the edge of the courtyard and stepped out, the air oddly still, the sky painted in soft pinks and oranges as the sun began its slow descent. And then she heard voices, soft, nervous voices. She recognized his first, Liam. "I've been wanting to tell you this for a long time," he said. Emma froze. She knew that tone, that gentle shakiness. It was the tone he used when he was about to open his heart. She followed the sound, her heartbeat thundering so loudly she could hear it in her ears. And then she saw him, Liam, her Liam, kneeling on the stone pathway surrounded by flowers, holding a ring, proposing, but not to her. A brunette in a pale blue dress stood before him, hands covering her mouth, tears glistening down her cheeks. And then, as if in slow motion, she whispered, "Yes." Emma felt everything inside her collapse. She couldn't breathe, couldn't move, couldn't understand what she was seeing. She wanted to scream, to push forward and demand an explanation, but her body refused to obey. She felt glued to the ground, trapped in the moment, watching a nightmare unfold that was too vividly real to deny. Her mind raced through every memory, every kiss, every promise Liam had made, trying to piece together the missing fragments she hadn't known were missing. The late nights, the excuses, the sudden need for privacy, the cancellations, all the small things she brushed off. Now they connected like puzzle pieces, forming the picture she never wanted to see. She stepped backward, careful not to make a sound, because if she stayed a moment longer, she might shatter into something she could never put back together. Her hands were shaking so badly she could barely unlock her phone. Claire had not just sent a location. She had saved Emma from a future built on lies. Emma walked back to her car, but her legs felt foreign, like she was learning to move again, like she was walking underwater. The world seemed muffled, distant. She couldn't hear her footsteps, couldn't feel the breeze, couldn't feel anything except the pressure in her chest. When she got into her car, she didn't turn on the engine immediately. She sat there gripping the steering wheel, staring straight ahead, replaying what she saw over and over until she thought she might break from the repetition. A part of her still hoped it wasn't real, that she imagined it, that she misunderstood it. But she knew what she saw. She saw her boyfriend proposing, but not to her. And then her phone buzzed again. This time it was a message from Claire. "Emma, please tell me you didn't get there yet. I'm on my way to explain." Emma didn't respond. She couldn't. A tear slipped down her cheek, not from heartbreak, but from something deeper, something like betrayal wrapped in disbelief. She wiped it away angrily and turned on the engine. She needed to get away. Far away. Before she lost the last piece of composure she had. But as she pulled out of the parking lot, her phone rang. Claire. Again, Emma hesitated, then answered. "Emma, are you okay? Where are you?" Claire sounded breathless, panicked. "I saw it," Emma whispered. Claire inhaled sharply. "Oh no, Emma, I'm so sorry. I tried to reach you before." "Who is she?" Emma asked, voice cracking. "Why is Liam proposing to someone else? What is going on?" Claire hesitated, and Emma could hear it, the weight in her silence. And then Claire said softly, "Emma, the woman he proposed to, that's his fiancée." Emma blinked in confusion. "What are you talking about? I'm his girlfriend." "I know," Claire whispered, "but you're not his only girlfriend." Emma felt her breath hitch. How long? Almost a year. Emma felt punched. A year. A whole year. He had been dating someone else while holding her hand, kissing her, laughing with her, cooking dinner with her, talking about the future with her. "Her name is Marissa," Claire continued. "I found out a few weeks ago by accident. I didn't know how to tell you. I thought maybe it wasn't what it looked like. But then I overheard Liam telling someone about the proposal, and I knew I had to warn you." Emma pulled over again because she couldn't see the road through her tears. "Why didn't he just break up with me?" she whispered. "Why keep me around?" Claire was quiet for a long moment. Then she said, "Some people don't let go of what makes them feel safe, even when they've chosen something else." Emma swallowed hard. She wasn't safe to him. She was convenience. Background comfort. A temporary shadow he kept while walking towards someone else's light. It hurt. It burned. But even through the pain, she felt something unexpected rising inside her. Not weakness, not despair, but clarity. A sharp, cold clarity that cut through the haze. "Where are you?" Claire asked. "I'm coming to you." Emma shook her head even though Claire couldn't see. "I need time," she whispered. "I need to think." "Emma? Please, Claire. I need space." Claire exhaled shakily. "Okay, but call me later. Please." Emma hung up and rested her forehead against the steering wheel. The street was quiet, the evening too peaceful for the chaos inside her. She felt foolish, angry, heartbroken, but most of all betrayed in a way she hadn't known was possible. She didn't know how long she sat there, breathing slowly, letting the truth settle. But eventually, she wiped her tears, straightened up, and drove home. The drive felt longer than usual, like the city had grown bigger in the last hour. When she reached her apartment, she walked inside and was struck by how everything looked the same, even though she wasn't the same anymore. She sat on her couch and stared at the framed photo on the wall. Her and Liam at the beach, laughing, holding ice cream cones, sunset behind them. She had loved that picture. Now it felt like a lie frozen in time. She got up, took it off the wall, and placed it face down on the table. Then she sat again and waited. She didn't know what she was waiting for. Answers? Strength? Maybe the courage to let go. She didn't sleep that night. She lay awake thinking about every moment, every sign she missed. But as the sun rose, she felt something shift inside her. She wasn't going to crumble. She wasn't going to break. She had been deceived, but she was not weak. She was going to confront him. Not to beg, not to fight for something already rotten, but to close the door herself so he never had the power to lie to her again. Later that afternoon, Liam texted her. "Hey babe, can we meet tonight? I have something important to tell you." She stared at the message and almost laughed. Something important. She typed back, "Come to my apartment at 6. When he arrived, she opened the door and stepped aside without smiling. He walked in looking nervous. "Emma, there's something I need to talk to you about." She folded her arms. "Is it about your engagement?" His face drained of color. "What?" "I know, Liam." He opened his mouth, closed it, then sat down as if his legs had given out. "Emma, I didn't want you to find out like this. She laughed bitterly. You proposed to someone else. There is no good way for that to come out. He buried his face in his hands. I didn't mean to hurt you. But you did. I'm sorry. Not enough. He looked up at her helplessly. I love you, Emma. No, she said firmly. You love having me. You don't love me. He flinched. She felt a strange calm settle over her, the calm of someone who finally understood the truth. Why did you stay with me? She asked. Why keep me when you already chose someone else? Liam swallowed hard. Because you're easy to be with. You're comforting. With you, everything felt safe. She nodded slowly. Not love, convenience. He didn't deny it, and that was enough. She took a deep breath and said, I'm done. You won't hear from me again. Liam stood up suddenly. Emma, wait, please. No, she said, stepping back. You chose your future. I'm choosing mine. He stared at her, realizing he no longer had any hold on her. Then he left, quietly, and Emma closed the door behind him, locking it. Not out of fear, but finality. As she exhaled, her phone buzzed. A message from Claire. Thinking about you? Call when you're ready. Emma smiled faintly. Then another message came, this one from an unknown number. You don't know me, but my name is Marissa. I think we need to talk. Emma's breath caught. She stared at the message, and then she straightened her shoulders. Whatever came next, she wasn't afraid, because she had already survived the worst of it and emerged stronger. And as she typed back, she realized this wasn't the end of her story. It was only the beginning.